12 years ago, we started planting the trees. It looks like an orchard. It doesn't look like a rainforest. It looks like a farm, except it's a farm with all native trees from this country, and we collect the fruit. So the first 2 or 3 years, we picked all the fruit by hand. Not as much work as you do because it's all pretty close. It's a small block, so it's pretty close. And we had a lot of problems with picking them by hand because they don't get ripe at the same time, and so we have to go back and pick every tree about 6 times. And we said, oh, we're never going to manage this. And very steep hills too. So then we started putting nets under the trees, and we let the fruit drop down. And then we go around with baskets and just collect it from the nets. So that's what we do now. And because it's steep hills, we have the nets going up and down the hill, so the fruit drops on the net, and then it just rolls to the bottom, and then we pick them up from the bottom. But I suppose because I come from a food industry that was retailing food products in the US. When we began, I didn't think, oh, we're going to grow this fruit and then we're going to just find a wholesaler or find somebody to just buy our fruit, because I didn't think there was really a market for it, and I didn't think we would get enough money. And that's not because I want to make lots of big money. It's only because we need to make enough so that we can keep going. The whole thing is we're trying to show that these native trees belong here. Everybody's country has their own species, so here it's different than your country, but in our country it's all rainforest trees, so we wanted to prove that you can make wonderful, delicious products from these rainforest trees, and maybe prove to everybody that you can have sustainable agriculture in this country and not have to have chemicals, no irrigation, all of that stuff. So that's what we believe in. So, but we can't make it go unless we make enough money. So my view was we have to create the products, and we have to control the product all the way until maybe a restaurant buys it, or maybe we sell it ourselves on a website or something like that. Because, as I was saying to Kim, everybody in agriculture or horticulture in this country, one of the big problem is that farmers, which I'm a farmer now, are price takers. We get what somebody else is willing to pay us. And the only way we can be more price makers is if we take control of more of the production beyond just where it's grown or where it's collected. So we don't have any big money, so we don't have processing ourselves, but we create the product ideas, and then we go to a processor, and we pay them to make the product, you know, to turn our fruit into something else, whether it's a cake or it's a sauce or something, and then we sell that product to a restaurant or sell it to somebody else. There's no wholesaler or anything. But something happened because we only have 11 acres. It's a very small farm. And when we started selling our products, a lot of people around here said, oh, I like to grow these trees. And I thought, oh, there's an opportunity to grow this business, but I was scared to death because I knew what they thought. They thought, oh, we're going to grow these trees, and then we're going to make them, they can buy all our fruit from us. And then I would be processing all of it, marketing all of it, all that stuff. So we had to think about a different way of doing it. And so now we have a company we formed with 3 other farmer growers of these same trees. It's a regular proprietary limited company, but all those growers own their own fruit, and everybody pays each of their own share of the processing and the packaging and all that stuff. So, for instance, if we have a big restaurant in Melbourne buys our product, if they gave us an order, let's say for $500, and 2 growers' fruit are in that, then it would be split 50-50. But each grower would be paying for their processing and everything themselves. So if we go to a processor and it's half of my fruit and half of somebody else's fruit, then we just split the bill and we pay it. But that way, the other thing that's, I think, really important is we need to be able to show people the best way that things taste. And I was afraid that if we grow all of this and we pay a lot of attention to quality and all of that, and then we sell it to somebody else and they actually do the processing and they decide on the recipes and they decide on the formulas, maybe it's not going to taste so good anymore. And maybe it's not going to present my fruit like I think it should be. So the only way you can do that is you control the formulas and you control how it's made and all that sort of thing, because I think that's the only way we're going to have native food industry in this country is the customers have to know what things taste like.